Rumor has it that the fallout from the infamous Oscar slap has reached new, unprecedented heights. Are you ready? Will Smith, yes, the very same who's still making headlines for his slapstick performance at the Oscars, is reportedly threatening to sue Steve Harvey for, wait for it, humiliation.
Get your out of here.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. In today's episode, I'm delving deep into the brewing feud between Will Smith and Steve Harvey, and trust me, it's as fiery as it gets. Now, famed actor Will Smith, still grappling with the ripple effects from the infamous slap at the 2022 Oscars, is reportedly planning to take legal action against veteran comedian and TV personality Steve Harvey. This pending legal skirmish is an offshoot of what is perceived as a public humiliation that has left Smith simmering with resentment. Reports indicate that this grudge has only intensified following Harvey's involvement, adding more fuel to the ongoing saga. Smith's ill-famed slap incident revolves around Chris Rock, a renowned comedian. The incident occurred at the 2022 Oscars when Rock, commenting on Smith's wife Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head due to alopecia, cheekily expressed his anticipation Jane sequel.
Oh, wow!
This comment hit Smith hard, prompting an unanticipated and public slap across Rock's face. Despite Smith's subsequent apology, the incident has opened a floodgate of criticism and comedic jabs aimed squarely at the former Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In the aftermath of the incident, Smith became a punchline for numerous comedians, with his actions at the Oscars drawing widespread condemnation. One significant case in point is Rock's Netflix comedy special, which capitalized on the controversy and generated substantial revenue at Smith's expense. Smith's actions and subsequent fallout have led to a deluge of criticism, both from comedians and the public. The general consensus seems to be disapproval of his actions at the Oscars, with many viewing it as an affront to the free-spirited and often controversial nature of comedy.
It was my man, this is probably irreparable.
The shockwaves from the slap incident at the Oscars continue to reverberate throughout Hollywood. Key players in the industry, including the likes of Lupita Nyong'o, Nicole Kidman, and Serena Williams, were on hand to witness the spectacle. Their faces, frozen in disbelief, speak volumes of the astonishment that swept through the crowd that fateful night. Jodie Turner-Smith, in a recent interview, commented, "As far as that incident goes, I am still processing. I have secondhand embarrassment for all involved." Indeed, many were left disconcerted by the heated exchange. Even famed director Judd Apatow couldn't refrain from voicing his concern. He went as far as to criticize the act as pure out of control, rage, and violence, denouncing it as a narcissistic move. However, the tweet didn't stay up long as he swiftly took it down, sparking more discussion about the controversial incident. Fellow comedian Amy Schumer, too, was far from amused. She revealed that the incident left her feeling both triggered and traumatized. Jim Carrey, another household name in comedy, shared similar sentiments. He made it clear how repulsed he was when Smith received a standing ovation during his Oscar acceptance speech. Carrey even brought up the notion of a hypothetical $200 million lawsuit, highlighting the severity of the matter. Wanda Sykes, an industry veteran, was equally taken aback. She sternly criticized the decision to allow Smith to remain and accept his Best Actor award, stating, "You assault somebody, you get escorted out the building, and that's it." Steve Harvey, another titan of comedy, didn't hold back on his feelings about the incident either. Harvey humorously described himself as a low-level Christian, juxtaposing his potential reaction to being slapped with that of a higher-level Christian like Bishop Jakes. His description painted a picture of a far different outcome had he been the recipient of the infamous slap.
It's no way you slapping me, turn around, button your jacket, and walk off that stage. They gonna have to go to 4 commercial breaks.
His final comments brought some levity to the situation, as he jokingly warned, "You slap me. If you sit back in your seat, Jada would have to move out of the way. That's the type of Christian I am." This scenario illustrates just how divergent reactions have been among industry veterans to the Oscar slap incident. He also scorned Smith's actions as a cowardly display, pulling a stunt on television where the stakes of retaliation were low. He remarked, "He slapped the dude and turned his back and walked off. You know, good in hell. Well, in real life, man." Suggesting Smith wouldn't have made the same choice off camera, and especially not with Harvey himself, given their disparity in stature and Harvey's apparent pugilistic prowess.
You can't just come out here from Utah to Cleveland and think you're gonna do the same thing you did in Utah. This ain't Salt Lake City.
You can see with the naked eye that Harvey's opinion of Smith has changed considerably since the Oscars. Seeing the public humiliation unfold and hearing the joke about Jada Pinkett Smith that set the whole thing off caused a steep decline in Harvey's respect for the Fresh Prince actor. It's safe to say that Harvey has been anything but quiet about his disapproval of Smith's actions at the awards show. Interestingly, Harvey presented an alternate solution to the confrontation, one that saw Chris Rock on the receiving end of a slap just as much as in the actual event. He proposed a post-show meeting between the two men, with a slap delivered to Rock as a firm reprimand. It's an unexpected perspective from Harvey, suggesting that a slap could serve as a means to resolve the issue, but under different circumstances. He quipped, but the way he should have did it was after the show. Hello! He could have stepped to him and said, hey man, and he could have slapped a taste out of Chris Rock's mouth, and then they could have worked it out. This adds a fresh twist to the ongoing saga, indicating that not everyone sides strictly with one party or the other, but rather sees a more complicated picture of comedic boundaries and personal honor. The uproar over Smith's public slapdown of Chris Rock during the Oscars has had a ripple effect across the entertainment industry, particularly among comedians. Critics suggest that Smith's actions could embolden the idea that a physical response to humor is an acceptable reaction, a dangerous precedent that undermines free speech. Many joke makers, in fact, have openly criticized Smith for the reckless display. But in the midst of the continuing repercussions, Harvey's comments have further inflamed the situation. Given Harvey's stature in the world of comedy and television, his input has triggered an escalation in Smith's response, culminating in the looming legal battle. The simmering feud between these titans of entertainment has captivated the attention of fans, transforming the ongoing saga into a high-profile clash. The shared history and professional respect between Smith and Harvey, once solid, is now teetering on the precipice as both parties brace themselves for what could be an explosive legal showdown. The addition of Steve Harvey, a man with his fair share of controversy, to the bandwagon of critics seems to have thrown Smith for a loop. Harvey, with his prominent stature and vast fan base, holds significant influence within the industry. Negative comments from him could potentially dent Smith's career, a risk that Smith appears to be taking seriously. In the immediate aftermath of the incident, Smith did apologize, but the furor has far from died down.
I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk.
The industry awash with humor and jests at his expense, and rumors suggest that some have even severed ties with the actor. Left with no other recourse, Smith has chosen to fight back. His prime target, none other than Steve Harvey. There's talk of Smith strategizing with his legal team, assessing potential costs and the possible compensation he might demand for the harm inflicted on his reputation and emotional state. It's clear he's resolved to demonstrate that one shouldn't tangle with the Fresh Prince, even if it involves plunging into the fray of legal skirmishes. Interestingly, insiders assert that Harvey might not be the only one in Smith's crosshairs. Another big name in comedy, Eddie Murphy, might be next on his list of potential legal battles, following Murphy's own recent dig at Smith.
Do these three things: pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name out your mouth!
It's a curious move for Smith, especially considering his wife, Jada, is currently ensnared in controversies around her Cleopatra series. One would think he'd prefer to avoid the spotlight in such tumultuous times. However, Smith appears resolved to hold his ground, prepared to wage war on those he feels have wronged him, regardless of the cost. Amidst the unfolding drama, fans have also had their say, adding another layer to the heated discussion. One sentiment that's particularly resonant comes in the form of a pointed question on YouTube. How can someone humiliate Will more than he humiliated himself? This comment cuts to the core of the issue, expressing the belief that Smith's actions at the Oscars led to self-inflicted humiliation, a notion echoed by many others. Another YouTube user expands on this sentiment, questioning Smith's logic in pursuing legal action. He's suing everyone who brings up that slap situation. Did Steve humiliate you? No, you humiliated yourself by making that mistake. How can he sue people for mentioning it? This comment reflects a shared sense of incredulity among many fans who feel that Smith's reactions in the aftermath are misguided, given that his actions were the initial trigger for the public scrutiny. This sentiment extends to a broader critique, as some fans perceive Smith's litigious response as an attempt to play the victim in a situation of his own making. One YouTube user asserts, "So the abuser wants to play victim and cash in. That is what you get for not pressing charges." This suggests a sense among some fans that Rock's inaction may have inadvertently paved the way for Smith's current legal pursuits, indicating a level of regret in how the incident was handled post-Oscars. Now it's over to you guys. Do you think Will's alleged plans to sue Steve Harvey and Eddie Murphy are justified? Or do you think he's gone too far this time? And how do you feel about the way fans and other comedians have reacted to the infamous Oscar slap? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I can't wait to see what you think about all this. Thank you all for tuning in and joining me on this wild ride through the fascinating world of celebrity rumors. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button and smash that like button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest updates. Until next time, stay curious, stay entertained, and keep those comments coming. Peace out.